guys, so this is the beginning of a very, very exciting build video because today, I know you guys have been asking me all the time in comment sections, but we are finally getting to setting up the walls. I mean, you guys are probably seeing this about a week after we're doing it, so I am a little bit later than normal to get the walls up, but I should have a lot more time this year to get everything done, so we definitely are on schedule. And the first thing that I'm going to be doing here is setting up or painting the walls for the first hallway. Now, if you guys have seen my actual first build video, because I have already done one, I know you guys keep saying, when's the first build video? I have already done one, although just because it wasn't the walls, you guys didn't really know that it was a build video necessarily, but when I built that Pennywise mouth, that is for our haunted house, and that is what is going to be going right at the entrance right here. And then that is going to lead into the first hallway, which is obviously going to be Pennywise themed. Now my plan for this wall, because this wall right here, this plywood that you see, is going to be facing, you know, as you walk in the first hallway, it's going to be facing you right here. It's the wall that is facing this way. And so, I've never painted this wall ever before, that's why it's completely plain here. But what I want it to be this year is a white background, maybe some crack details or something like that, but pretty plain in general. And then you know how in the movies, in the It movies, the blood actually floats upward? I want to create that in this wall, and probably will write "You'll Float Too" in the blood on it in red paint, and then take the walls and put them up against, lean them up against the walls over here, and then have the drips go upside down. So it will drip downwards, and I'll have the walls upside down, but once I flip it back over, it'll look like the blood is dripping upward. So that is my plan for this first hallway wall, and I'm gonna jump into a time lapse of me painting it white to start.
Wishing that I could run away with you. Imprisoned by fear, just pull me away, pull me away. Secret fantasies of me. Will they ever see the light of day, light of day?
Guys, so here it is with the first white coat finished. Obviously, it's not perfect. I mean, you know, you can see kind of some of the marks and different strokes and stuff, but I don't really care because you're not even going to be seeing most of it. So this whole section is going to be the section that I will add some cracks to and also the upward blood. But then I remembered that I actually want to have part of this be a tunnel. So it's kind of like you're entering into the well, house, and dairy, and then when you get to the end, it's gonna kind of be like you're going into the sewer a little bit. So you just kind of are walking along deeper and deeper into Pennywise's lair. And so pretty much this entire section, I just have it white so that it doesn't look strange underneath. But there's basically just going to be a tunnel on this entire section that covers up this wall, so it won't need anything else added to it. And that tunnel will look like the sewer right before you get to Pennywise. A bunch of balloons will be in there. It's going to be great. But this section, I am going to add cracks coming down from where the top is going to be. Then I will obviously put "You'll Float Too" with the blood dripping upward. And also in that section, later down the line, you guys will see this because this will be something once we have the walls up, which I am hopefully going to be doing today. But when that happens, I'm going to try to make some missing posters for each of the kids from the movie. There's not really ones that you can like buy or anything, so I'm just going to like get pictures of them, turn them black and white, say missing. It's going to be pretty basic. But then I'm going to post those all over this, and it's just going to be really, really cool. So after this dries, the next thing that I'm going to do is draw in the cracks, and I probably will just continue into the next time lapse of doing the red blood "You'll Float Too," and then having I'll also show myself doing the drips and show you guys what it looks like when it's all done. Alright, so here it is with all of the cracks on it. Now, you probably saw me kind of pause for a bit on the time lapse once I had finished all of the pieces on the top. And that's because I didn't even know for sure if I was going to do these cracks or how I really wanted it to look, let alone do them all the way down to the bottom. But I came to the decision after I did the top portion that it would just look weird to have not continued it all the way down. So you can kind of see the divide there where I continued working afterward. But what I ended up going for was for the cracks to be a little bit more compact and a lot more going on up at the top, and then it would slowly kind of separate out and have a lot wider cracks down at the bottom. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. I just thought that it looked pretty cool. And I definitely was kind of inspired to do a look like this because of how cool I think the cracks look on Pennywise's head. If you haven't seen the build video for this thing, then definitely go check that out. But you see like that, I like how the cracks look whenever I draw Pennywise, or including on this guy. I think they look really, really cool. And so, I mean, it's not supposed to necessarily be Pennywise's head, but I just think it makes the wall have a little bit more of a design, and it's going to look definitely going to look really, really awesome once I get the You'll Float 2 with the blood over it. It'll kind of have that red pop a little bit, and it just makes it look like the wall is falling apart a little bit. It's not just a perfect plain white. So that is that for that area. This section I am just leaving. I mean, I would maybe do it on the top a little bit because, like I said, there is going to be a tunnel so that you can't really see this wall at all. So it's going to be like you go through here, and then once you get to this section of the wall, it is going to be the tunnel that looks like you're in the sewer. You might be able to kind of see a little bit of the top of the wall, so that's why I said I guess I could have done some of the cracks up there, but it's just a little bit too much work, so I'm not going to bother with it because you really won't be able to see that in the dark. But this wall is going to look really, really cool as like the first wall that people see when they enter into the haunted house, or if they're just peeking in, this is the wall they're going to see, so I want it to look really, really nice. So I definitely put a lot of effort into all of those cracks. It got a bit monotonous, but I think it made for a pretty good time lapse. So now I will jump straight into painting the You'll Float 2 just on this section of the wall. This section I'm leaving blank once again. And then I will also do the drip portion of that. I'll just make that all into one time lapse, and it's going to look really awesome. It's going to look like it says You'll Float 2 with the blood dripping upwards. It's going to really, really be cool. So let's jump into it.
I can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. The cold nights just don't feel the same. Oh, like my life inside a car, hit the button, drive real far. Put that record on me, die. I'm dreaming of you, I dream of a new life. Fight in the dark till we see the sunlight. My love is you and I.
Alright, so a lot has changed since the end of that last time lapse that you guys just saw me do all of this, which was very intricate and time consuming, but I think it turned out really, really awesome. It really doesn't have any necessarily rhyme or reason to it, or any specific thing that it's referencing, all of the cracks, but I just think that it really, really looks good as this first entrance hallway here. And as you can see, the thing that has changed is that the halls are up. The walls are actually up now, and so here we have our front wall, which is going to be, I'll get this later, but once I get the backdrop shipped, that's going to be like wood and stuff, like I think I said earlier. That's going to kind of create what looks like the outside of the well house. Then here you have the first wall that you see. I actually added these upward facing drips that you kind of see in the movie, which I think look really, really cool. Obviously I did that before when I had this thing and put it upside down. I kind of wanted them to be a little bit longer, but I'm happy with how it turned out. It's too late now because I can't do it anymore because I had to do it while they were still not put together. But I think it looks really, really awesome. You'll Float 2. And just the design in general. I am going to add the wanted, or not the wanted, the missing posters here. Then right here is going to be this tunnel piece right here, and then obviously Pennywise is going to be right at the end. The next thing I am going to be doing is the wall backdrops for the asylum. Now in here you see this is all of the walls up. I guess I'll give a quick walkthrough. For those of you that are new, my haunted house consists of 4 separate hallways. This year it's a little bit different than in the past because, see, this is the last one, but there still has a lot to be done in there. It's a little bit different than in the past because the center is kind of becoming a little bit more of one thing. This has a little bit of extra space than it normally does. I kind of expected it to have more space than this, but I think we'll be able to make it work because I want people to have to be up close to this end here. This is the asylum, so the layout for this, I'll give you guys kind of just a quick rundown. At the beginning here, we're going to have Bloodthirsty Betty on this wall. Then at the end, we're going to have 2 cages that are fenced off with chicken wire that go to about right here. So you'll have, you know, about yay amount of space to get through. I'm kind of concerned it's not going to be enough, but we'll figure that out later. And that is going to have Demonic Dahlia right here. Then you're going to have a live actor in this one. And then this is going to be Experimental Eddie and a bunch of electric wire stuff. And it's going to be really, really cool. But the first thing that I want to do is cover up all of these polka dots, which are clearly from last year's clown design, which I do love. I'm going to miss them. But I have this really, really awesome, high quality, I don't even know where I got it. I think it was just off Amazon. Backdrop right here. It's more for like photos than it even is for a haunted house, but it looks really, really cool. It's like blood-stained concrete that is all chipped up and everything. So I'm going to commence a quick little time lapse of me putting these backdrops up. I won't be covering up this back wall with the same backdrop because this is going to be a little bit different. It's going to have different paint for the different compartments that are going to be in the like kind of asylum, you know, cells. But this wall, the majority of it, and this entire wall will be covered up with this backdrop.
Reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high.
Guys, so I am in love with how this backdrop is turning out. I mean, it just looks so fantastic. Definitely better than any backdrop I have used before. I just got it like off of Amazon if you guys were curious. I mean, you pretty much just look up like cement wall, blood, I think like grunge wall or something like that. And this comes up, but it just looks like it's straight out of a movie. Like, it looks so cool. So I'm really, really happy with that. And I think that is going to conclude today's build video. I got this all put up, this whole wall is done, which is great. That's some good progress because honestly that kind of takes, putting up this stuff kind of takes the longest amount of time just to get all the walls done. I was going to do this side in today's video, but I'm actually not because there's our Pennywise guy right here. But I have, you know, like I said, the asylum. So there's going to be the cells back here, 2 different cells divided in the middle. The left cell is going to have Demonic Dahlia. You guys will be seeing that soon, hopefully in the next build video. But what I want to do is paint that. That's going to actually have a design that I'm painting and drawing and doing some stuff with on the wall itself. It's not a backdrop, so I need to paint over all of these circles. And it's also going to be a section of this wall here because it's going to kind of come out a little bit and be a square cage right here. This stuff is all just kind of sitting here for right now. So I need to paint this wall white, a little fraction of it. And so I would rather do that, have that be dry, and then put the backdrop over it and have it come as far as I need it to go and cover up, you know, the excess white that looks kind of sloppy at the end. Then have to, you know, strategically paint the white and make sure not to get the white on the backdrop. So I don't know if that made any sense, but anyways, I'm going to be doing this side later, so then you'll be able to see how this looks fully complete. But you can kind of imagine having the same thing on this side. And then in the next build video, there will be a lot to do, a lot to work on. I'll hopefully, you know, be getting a lot done this weekend. Well, you guys will probably be seeing this video this weekend. But I think I've done enough for this one. It's pretty much just been working on that Pennywise wall and getting this stuff up. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed. I know you guys have been requesting the build videos for a while, so I'm glad I can finally get one out to you. There's going to be a ton of more work to come and a lot more stuff to see with the outside and the inside throughout the month of October. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already and stay tuned with the channel. And turn that bell on because we're going to have a wild ride coming up here. It's getting pretty close. And it's very, very exciting. And don't forget to follow me on my Instagram if you want to get behind the scenes looks at everything I'm doing here. Obviously, the videos take a little bit to put together, so you're kind of delayed seeing what I've actually done in real time. If you follow me on my Instagram, you will see everything in real time, so you'll probably get stuff weeks in advance to know what I'm doing and not just be completely in the dark about stuff. So definitely do that if you want to know my upload schedule and get some behind the scenes looks at everything. Also, there will be a link to the merch shop. Please, please, please buy the merch if you care and if you would like to help out the channel. There are some great designs down there. So HJJ Halloween merch shop is on Teespring. There's a link down in the description. Card should have popped up as well. And lastly, there's also going to be my Spirit Halloween affiliate link. If you shop on that link, you'll have a absolutely normal shopping experience, but you'll be helping out me and the channel with anything that you buy on the link. And you also have the benefit of being able to use the coupon code, the 20% off coupon code that I will have down in the description. That is good through October 31st. So shop now, get your shopping done. And if you would like to help me out on the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. That link is down there for you to use. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching today's build video, and I'll see you in the next one.